This feeling of guilt that I keep having, and it's something that I think I'll live with for the rest of my life. It's something that I realize I have never really talked about here on YouTube, and it's something that I think, is kind of important to talk about. I never have talked about how I left my parents, actually. Like, it was a toxic situation, but I never really talked about, like, how I actually did it. So pretty much I gave them no warning. I did not tell them anything. In short, I pretty much ran away from home. All my items throughout a whole week, I was sort of just putting them in plastic garbage bags, like black garbage bags that I had. Like all my items, personal items, I put in black garbage bags, and I would actually sneak them outside. Like, of course, it rained every single day. It was in September, and it rained every single day. So, thankfully, the garbage bags protected my everything. Maybe some of my clothes got a little bit wet, some of my items got a little bit wet, but it wasn't terrible. The last thing that I, of course, packed was my computer and some of my other electronics, and that is what I took on the very last day. That's what I put outside on the very last day. I pretty much called an Uber, one of the Uber extra larges, and just put everything in there and said, "Take me to this address." I left very early in the morning. I had actually not even slept that night, and I hadn't had anything to eat either. I was supposed to reach the house around 7 a.m. and I reached at 4 a.m. So for about an hour I was outside until my social worker actually said, "This is the door code number. Just bring your stuff in. There may be somebody in the house who's awake. They may not be awake. Just let them know that you're the new person moving in." So it was a very stressful day. Thankfully, that person did wake up. She was very helpful. I told her that I was going to turn off my phone. Like, I was just going to keep my phone off for that day, because I did not want my parents to try and call me and anything to happen. So I had my phone off, and she was pretty much in touch with the social worker, saying exactly, like, being the person to say whatever I wanted to say. She was also very helpful in just calming me down, like even offering to make me eggs, but I could not eat. I was way too sick to eat. Like, I was so nervous, so scared, so frustrated. I mean, while I thought I had reached safety, I did not realize that I would go through a heck of a lot more traumatic issues throughout the time. And just also the fact is just letting you know that I had to go to work the next day too. Like, it just yeah, I was in tears at work. It was rough, but yeah, that's pretty much how I had to leave. But and what I kind of left for my parents is, they generally would wake me up at around. They would probably, I think, must have gone to my room at 7 o'clock, wondering why. Because I was not going to go to work that day. There was going to be I was going to be staying home and doing some sort of religious thing, but they must have gone to my room at 7 o'clock, and yeah, because around 8 I got a email from my dad saying, "Good and well that you moved out. It's pretty much along the lines of good riddance." He said, like, from now on you got to do your own taxes. You got to do everything on your own. Pretty much, we don't want to have anything to do with you. I got a few months later, I got a phone call from my mom telling me to move back in, but obviously I knew, like, the situation would just be worse and worse and worse. But when I said I did not want to move back in, the next day she sent a very threatening letter that pretty much said we're the biggest mistake we ever had. But in short, I pretty much had to run away from home because I knew that if I did not do it then, I would not do it. And the only thing I left really was documents from my doctors talking about risky behavior, suicidal behavior, self-harm history, and just really the fact that I was I was a high-risk person. Anyway, this was actually very difficult to talk about. I'm sorry if I rambled a little bit, but thanks for watching.